Your mental health before pregnancy contributes.
Vaginal birth is the real birth.
It's just healthier for the baby.
Natural and is God's given.
No, because if it's an emergency, you have to have a C-section.
What she wants or what she doesn't want, I think we have to talk it. We have to sit down and talk.
If it's CS, please go for it.
If you do not have a vaginal birth delivery through the birth canal, that it has long-term implications to the baby.
It doesn't.
Breastfeeding is always the best for a baby.
Even me that you're talking to, I don't think I've sat down and somebody tell me this is how it's going to be.
Teach men that they have to be actively there with their pregnant woman. Do you understand? You can't just sleep with them and then just leave them. No, you actively go through it.
I plan to be a parent when I'm like 21 or something, so I can get my life straight before I get a baby.
It's like, yeah, same with me.
Hello everyone, Chinenye here. You're welcome to the, what should I call this show? Give me ideas in the comment section. Today we are out in the community to ask moms, dad, uncles, aunties, anybody we find questions that has to do with motherhood, fatherhood, parenthood. We're going to be asking some really important questions. We want to know people's thoughts, their opinions on some topics, and I'm sure we're going to find some interesting answers today. Come with me. Can I get to meet you? My name is Priscilla. Breastfeeding or formula, which one do you think is better? I think breastfeeding. Why? Natural and is God's given. Right? So it has a lot of nutrients, I guess. So
Breastfeeding is always the best for a baby. It enables like mother, child. I would always recommend breastfeeding over anything else, always.
So I've got a 2-year-old son.
All right.
And she still breastfeeds now. Why? Well, because it's the best thing for them, isn't it?
Breastfeeding, absolutely. However, I do think there's a certain age that you need to start nurturing independence to a child.
It's easier said than done, though.
Such is life.
Well, I think breastfeeding is better from what I've known and from what I've heard. And I think health experts have suggested that it's better. So that's, I think it's better, yeah.
Breast milk.
Yeah, same.
It's just healthier for the baby.
Yeah, healthier.
It's natural and it gives nutrients to the baby.
I mean, breastfeeding's like natural, isn't it? So probably maybe breastfeeding.
Breastfeeding.
in a case where a woman can't breastfeed, is it okay to use formula?
Yeah, I think my mum used formula.
What if your wife refuses to breastfeed?
Well, I think the refusal has to be from a genuine reason. If the refusal is just what she wants or what she doesn't want, I think we have to talk it. We have to sit down and talk, because this is the life of our child, and I believe it's children are not just, you just don't bring them into the world. You have to cater for them, and catering for them has to start from when you give birth to them, because that is a determinant of what is going to be the outcome of their life. So it's essential that you just do not refuse because you want to refuse. There must be a genuine reason why you are refusing to do that. And if it's health reasons, we can talk it through. We can look for medical experts who can guide us into what best action needs to be taken in that situation. Yeah.
Vaginal delivery or C-section, which is better? Honestly, life first. Life first. Anything that it's just, your life, anything that will help your life, that okay, if it's CS, please go for it, and don't just think twice about it, because I think the experts knows better. If they're telling you go for CS, it's CS. There is nothing like vaginal birth is the real birth. Nothing like the real birth. Nothing like Hebrew women. You understand? No, nothing. There is nothing like you are strong because I've given birth through your vagina. No. Please, people should not even risk their life for that. And please, if you are a man out there listening to this, please don't compromise your wife's life because of you are not strong or because of family tradition or whatever. Please, whatever you feel like doing, so far your life is not at stake, please, if you see us, if it's a vaginal birth, nothing beats another.
Pause. You see, the same way this woman is begging you to do what's best for you, that's how I'm also begging you to subscribe to this channel. We are starting something beautiful on this channel, and we can't achieve that without your support. Please subscribe and let us know what you think in the comment section.
Vaginal always, because there is evidence to show that if you do not have a vaginal birth delivery through the birth canal, that it has long-term implications to the baby.
It doesn't. I'm saying this because my girlfriend was trying to give birth through, obviously, natural delivery, but through I was in labour, she had to give birth
through the C-section.
Through C-section. She had no choice. So my son was birthed through C-section, but I don't think that has any effect in life, how he's going to be growing up.
Do
He's so
you know
healthy,
otherwise?
Why do you think it has effects down the line?
I don't think it
Because I think, what was it, right? Okay, so from what I know, when the baby goes through the birth canal, there's certain chemicals that there's so many different things. Obviously, I'm not a nurse, you know what I mean? However, I do want to know as much as I can about life. And what I do know is that going through the birth canal for a baby does a lot for it, because there's certain things that it helps create. Like when you go, when a C-section, because it doesn't go for the birth canal, it struggles to take a first breath. There's certain things you've got to do to take the first breath.
Can I interrupt you? So I'll say the complete opposite, because my son was struggling to breathe going through the birth canal. So from him getting birthed by C-section, he was be able to breathe because of that.
Love that.
And I don't think like there is a conception like your husband needs to sign, your partner needs to sign before you do CS. Please, people can sign themselves as well. Go ahead, sign that shit and take it out.
I don't think like either's one better than the other. Like it's just whatever's like better for you, I suppose.
Giving birth normally is better, but like obviously people have to have like emergency C-sections, so.
Yeah, I just think it's like whatever the woman wants, really. It's like up to them.
It depends on your circumstances. No, because if it's an emergency, you have to have a C-section. But if you could choose, I'm sure everyone would say vaginal delivery.
I think probably the natural birth is quite better, because I don't know, I'm not a female anyway, but I've never experienced one. So I hope no one will feel offended, but maybe, you know, because probably the natural is going to be better in the sense that, well, maybe in the sense that that's what I've known.
Okay. But in a case where she can't give birth vaginally, would you consider C-section?
Definitely. It's not, I wouldn't be a man who would be so wicked that all I just want is you just must give birth naturally. She's human and things can go wrong. And because things can go wrong, there has been some other options that are not evil that you can also, you know, you can look into. And if CS is the next thing, I think I'll give all the support she needs, emotionally, financially, in whatever wise, if that's the only thing, because she's bringing my child into the world, and I must give her that honor, and I must give her that respect that, you know, she needs at that moment.
Vaginal birth.
Vaginal? Yeah, vaginal. Why?
I think it's a common thing, but I think C-section is a lot common too, though.
Just safer and easier. Yeah. Vaginal? Yeah.
What do you know about pregnancy?
Like pregnancy, it's like where you like have a baby, obviously.
Yeah, are you?
Basically, you have a baby going in your belly, basically.
So obviously you get pregnant, and then like you go to the hospital to like get scans and stuff.
Yeah.
And then like you give birth. I don't know.
You need to like. You need to like prepare yourself, and you need to like, if say you're in school, you need to take time off school, or like if you have a job, you need to go on maternity leave, and you need to like basically be healthy and keep yourself like healthy. Like you can't drink, you can't smoke.
Oh yeah, you can't have like seafood, can you? Like you can't have certain food. Is it seafood? Yeah.
Is being a stay-at-home mom a real job?
Stay at home, like a full
Housewife, stay-at-home mom.
is 1000% a job. Like it's even before the children, it's a job to stay at home, take care of an adult. A man, taking care of a man is a job. Not talk of children. So addition now, it's like addition to the children and the man. It's a whole job on its own. Honestly, it's more job. We should be paid for that. Honestly.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes, because you have to look after the house and after the baby.
A real job.
Yeah.
Looking after the child is also a full-time job, because the child wakes up when it wants, the child goes to sleep when it wants. You can't build your life around the baby. The baby is your life at that point.
Well, it depends on what do we define as a job. I wouldn't necessarily say a job. I would say, should I call it a labor? Because okay, let me start from the perspective, from this point that it depends on why she wants to stay at home. Is it because they need to bring up their children? And if working is not gonna make that. It's not going to make them achieve what they really want to achieve in the lives of their children. If that is the reason, I think it's a sensible reason. So far, in as much as the wife is, ready to take up that responsibility to stay at home, but not just this African mentality of reducing a woman to just home. Yeah, I know women are home builders. I'm a Christian, and I believe in the Bible saying, women must build must be housekeepers. They must keep their homes. And if that is the reason that wants to happen, I think it's good. And I've had situations where there is where people talk about homeschooling their children, and it might be the wife that is in the best position to do that. And if that is the reason why they are considering that as well, I think it's good. But if it's just that, I just want you to sit at home, I just don't want you to do anything, personally, I don't buy into that.
So it's been a stay-at-home mother, okay. I think being a what's it called when you stay at home parent, homeschooling. Yeah. I think homeschooling is the best opportunity for a child, because the curriculum, the school curriculum nowadays aren't getting taught the imperative things that a child needs when they're growing up. However, I'm not finished with this.
You don't have a child?
No, I know I don't, but I also want the best for my child when I do have one. So I've got to know the most. I think, there needs to be a level playing field between having a stay-at-home mum and having a stay-at-home father, only because up until a certain age.
The manners for you, by the way. Yeah, just know.
Up until a certain age, I think having the mother there is imperative, essential. However, there's certain times when...
what would be a better alternative for you? You rather be able to do your work and then come home and do your bit, and then let her go out and do a job?
If that could be possible, absolutely.
Yeah.
Saying that up until 2 years, when the baby stopped breastfeeding.
The breastfeeding thing, though, I agree with you, yeah. But then with the breastfeeding thing, it's still it's what calms him down. I know it's still
absolutely
2 years old. They say
in my eyes, breastfeeding is essential.
This NHS they say it's up to 3 or 4 years old that they recommend doing it.
Okay.
So, but it's still old, isn't it? But I feel like they'll naturally come off it. Do you know what I mean? But I do agree with you, though. You would probably breastfeed.
Oh no! But I think
still breastfed.
I'm still breastfeeding now off my last.
Do you think mom guilt, or should we say postpartum depression, do you think it's real? Are some moms exaggerating?
So real.
I'm saying this from basically my brother's his girlfriend's just had a baby, and she's very happy every time I met her, but she's struggling now through postpartum depression. But I've never really understood it enough. Depression I have, because I lost my people through that. But postpartum depression, I didn't realise. I don't know enough about it, so I'm open to. I need to know more.
I think there's different contributions to postnatal depression. I think your mental health before pregnancy contributes to it so much. The way that you can navigate your own mentality and your own emotions will.
Can I interrupt you? Is that right?
Yeah, correct.
So I agree, but when the thing is, when a girl, when she's pregnant, her hormones, everything in her body are all over. So after they give birth, they're trying to balance, and it's all over. That's what causes this depression.
They just don't want to look after it. It cries too much, or
you lose sleep. It just gets too much.
I'm not married. I don't know if there's. I've not experienced that, but maybe there could be. But I don't know, to be honest. I've not experienced it, and probably there could be, because of, maybe my opinion, because of the fact that going through carrying a baby for 9 months and some more than that, it could be it could have effects on their probably their mental well-being, depending on the situation they've gone through, depending on, just like I've heard, some are easy with pregnancy, while some are the other way. So it depends on what the person has, gone through, that is going to determine whether there's going to be something like, what do you call it, a postpartum depression or. So That's what I think.
Yeah, I think that's real, yeah. It's feelings, everyone has feelings about everything.
Do you think mom guilt is real, or do you think some moms are overreacting?
Definitely. Moms overreact. So, yes. Yeah.
You don't think mom guilt is real?
Sometimes, but not always. It's just overprotection. So that's it. Because of the pain, because it's your child, just the way you protect your family member. Now it's someone that has come out from you. You'll be overprotective of that child. So I think that is just it.
No, that's a real thing because you are tied to your baby, so obviously you're going to be feeling this all the time.
Having a nurturing fatherly role through that postpartum will automatically nurture positivity, because if you've got a man there that can provide love and provide nurturing, that postpartum will make it a little bit easier.
Well, even me that you're talking to, I don't think I've sat down and somebody tell me this is how it's going to be. All that I know is what I probably have heard.
What is one thing you wish you knew before you had a baby?
Not to have a baby.
Share a little experience why you said that.
Okay, no, because I was no, please make sure you don't put my face on. Yeah.
Face.
So and don't put my name in either.
No.
Okay, thank you. So I was 18. And obviously the man that I was with, it was literally like, like when you're just infatuated with the person, I should have got to know him first, and I didn't. And it is what it is. I kept the baby because I remember when I was 13, I told my mum I want to be a young mother. You understand? So now that's out the way, I will never have another one. One and done. Men feel like they can do what they want and then just deal with it later. Do you know what I mean? But we have to go through with it every single minute of every single day. Do you understand? So society needs something like where they teach men that they have to be actively there with their pregnant woman. Do you understand? You can't just sleep with them and then just leave them. No, you actively go through it together, and then you embrace it together. You can't just do this and then leave. No. Yeah, it takes two.
Yeah. It should be embedded in home training, and it could get to the point of telling the child what the mom went through when he was born, just to make the situation, look real to the child. There shouldn't be a neglect of that kind of training, to be honest. I've not seen it. If not that you are bringing it up now, I'm also seeing it. I've never thought about it. That is it necessary? And I think it is necessary so that men can have a more sense of responsibility in the life of their wives. And when wives are going through that kind of situation, they must know what they must do at that particular time so as to help the woman. It's a burden, and she shouldn't take it alone. It should be both on the woman and the man. So I think this should be embedded in home training in whatever society.
People need to be taught from a younger age about maternal, because you don't know what being a father entails until you become a father. If anyone's going to teach anyone with the parenting skills and abilities, it's going to be the parents. It has to be, because you don't get taught that in school.
Yeah, I think there's like a lot of things that like you don't see like on like social media.
People need to talk about more and not just the side of like having the baby. I think people need to talk about like all of it and what you have to go through.
Do you know what happens to a lady when she gets pregnant?
Yeah. It's like, I can't really explain it, do you know what I mean? Can you?
Yeah, basically, an egg comes down from like the ovaries or something, and like sperm cells come and like one of them slip in or something like that, and then from there, like the cells start multiplying and like you go a baby in your womb and stuff like that.
I plan to be a parent when I'm like 21 or something, so I can get my life straight before I get a baby.
It's like, yeah, same with me.
If you've watched this far, thanks for sticking around, and please don't forget to subscribe. We have more interesting shows coming up on this channel and we wouldn't want you to miss any of it. See you on the next one. Bye.